Picture this. The date was perfect. You laughed. The chemistry was electric. You walk her to her door, your heart is pounding, and you think, this is it. But then, you hesitate. You ask her gently, would you maybe like to do this again sometime? And suddenly you see it. That brief hesitation in her eyes, that polite, painful smile. She says, I'll check my calendar and let you know. But you know, in that exact moment, it was a lie. You are never going to see her again. Why does this happen? Why do men who do everything right lose everything in the final second? Welcome to Beta Psychology. Today, I'm not just going to tell you why this happens. I'm going to give you 2 words that kill that hesitation and replace it with pure desire. These are 2 words that wire directly into the emotional center of the female brain. And the best part? You don't have to be a jerk to use them. Let me tell you a quick story to prove it. Let's talk about Thomas. Thomas is a good guy. He has a stable job, he's well-groomed, he's polite. Last week, he went on a date with Sarah. Sarah is exactly the kind of woman he wants. Smart, funny, attractive. All evening, Thomas tried not to say anything wrong. He talked about the weather, he talked about work, he nodded a lot, he wanted to be nice, he wanted to be safe. At the end of the night, he stood there, unsure, hands buried in his pockets, and said that deadly sentence. So, if you want, maybe we can text? Sarah went home and felt nothing. No tension, no attraction. Thomas was nice, but he was like a ghost. He had no edges. What should Thomas have done differently? He needed to trigger 2 psychological mechanisms that are deeply rooted in evolution: intent and validation. And for that, he only needed 2 sentences. Key number 1, I want. Let's rewind the date. We are back at the front door. Instead of looking nervously at the floor and stammering, maybe, Thomas looks her straight in the eyes. He breathes calmly. He stands his ground. And he says, I want to see you again. Do you hear the difference? He isn't asking for permission. He isn't begging. He is taking the lead. Women are instinctively drawn to men who know what they want. When you say, I want, you take the burden of the decision off her shoulders. You show, I am here, I am present, I am not afraid of my own desire. But I want alone isn't enough. If you only demand things, you look arrogant. That is why we need key number 2. I appreciate. And now we combine them. This is where the transformation happens. Imagine Thomas says at the door, Sarah, I want to see you again, because I really appreciate how passionately you speak about your art. That depth really fascinated me tonight. Boom. Do you see what just happened? First, he leads, I want. Second, he sees her, I appreciate. He isn't complimenting her eyes or her dress. Every other guy does that. He is complimenting her character, her essence. In that moment, Sarah doesn't just feel desired. She feels seen. And that is the strongest drug you can give another human being. But be careful. There is a trap that can ruin everything. Incongruence. If you say these words but your voice shakes, if you blink nervously, then it looks like a cheap trick. The female brain is a lie detector. You have to feel it. When you say, I want, mean it. When you say, I appreciate, mean it. Slow down. A man who speaks the truth does not need to rush. Stop being Thomas, the nice guy begging for attention. Become the man who chooses, the man with intent. Your mission for this week: delete the word maybe from your vocabulary. If you like something about a woman, tell her, I want and I appreciate. Watch her reaction. You will be surprised how the energy in the room shifts instantly. If you are ready to truly master the psychology of attraction, Subscribe to Beta Psychology now. Give this video a thumbs up if you are done being Thomas. I'll see you in the next video.